Picture this. You're crossing an empty street at night in Chengdu. No cars, no noise. Then without warning, a robotic figure rolls into view. Humanoid, sleek, glowing blue LEDs pulsing across its chest. It turns its head. You hear, "Citizen, you've crossed during a red signal. Please stand still while facial verification completes." No officer, no human contact, just a robot linked to a database of over 1.4 billion people. Welcome to 2025. The age of AI law enforcement is no longer in theory. It's on the streets of China, right now. This is not a pilot, not a simulation. It's real. Let's dive into how China's robotic police force works, why it's a global turning point, and what it says about where AI is heading, not tomorrow, but today. The robotic officer, unveiled. China officially deployed its first autonomous AI police officers this month in several major cities, including Shanghai, Chengdu, and Shenzhen. These robots, dubbed Jingtong, meaning smart constable, are the product of a government-backed tech collaboration between Tencent, Huawei, and the Ministry of Public Security. They aren't just roaming cameras. Jingtong bots are built to enforce. Equipped with cutting-edge AI, these autonomous enforcers recognize faces with an astounding 99.98% accuracy. But it doesn't stop there. They analyze behavior in real time, detecting suspicious activity before it escalates. With instant access to government databases, they verify identities and records within milliseconds. Fluent in Mandarin, Cantonese, and even regional dialects, Jingtong bots don't just watch, they talk, warn, and educate. And if you're caught jaywalking or littering, expect a fine on the spot, no courtroom required. These bots represent the next evolution in smart city surveillance, fast, responsive, and everywhere. Each unit has thermal scanners, chemical sensors, and drone dispatch systems built into its frame. Think of them as patrol officers, CCTV, and data analysts, merged into one mobile entity. One bystander described the experience like this: "It felt like a machine knew more about me than I knew about myself." And that's just the beginning. How does it work? The core of this system is called Skynet Guardian, a neural network platform that powers the bot's decision-making in real time. It pulls in live footage from over 600 million CCTV cameras across China, matches it with citizen data from the national ID system, and uses predictive algorithms to determine possible threats. For example, if someone hesitates at a bank entrance for too long or backtracks in a subway station multiple times, the AI flags it. The bot approaches, asks questions, and, if needed, alerts human officers. No warrant, no suspicion required, just data patterns. What's scarier? The bots are learning. They continuously upload footage and interaction logs back to Skynet Guardian, which then retrains their models daily, making them smarter, faster, and harder to outwit. This is adaptive policing, self-improving surveillance. Not just eyes on you, but minds analyzing you. The first incidents, a glimpse of power. In just the first 48 hours of deployment, Jingtong bots have already proven their power. In Guangzhou, a man was arrested after one bot detected his erratic movements inside a shopping mall. Before store employees even realized anything was wrong, the bot had identified him as a shoplifter and alerted authorities. In Shenzhen, a teenage girl was flagged for loitering. But when the bot scanned her ID, it matched a missing persons alert. She had run away from home. Thanks to the bot, she was safely reunited with her family. Meanwhile, in Beijing, one of the bots intervened in a heated sidewalk argument. It calmly positioned itself between the shouting individuals and issued warnings in soft, measured tones. Tension dissolved within seconds. No police, no escalation, just instant, AI-driven resolution. These aren't just machines, they're guardians, watchers, and first responders rolled into one, changing how cities stay safe, one real-time decision at a time. Effective? Absolutely, but critics warn, effectiveness isn't the same as justice. Because what happens when a robot makes a mistake? What recourse do you have when it's code that decides your guilt? A day in the life the user scenario. Let's make this real. It's Tuesday morning. You're heading to work in Hangzhou. You're rushing, coffee in one hand, phone in the other. You cross the road 5 seconds before the light changes. A robotic officer appears beside you. It projects a warning on the sidewalk. Jaywalking, 50 yen. Fine, please scan to pay. You freeze. Your watch vibrates. The fine has already been deducted from your Alipay wallet, linked to your social credit ID. Your app now shows a temporary score drop. No courtroom, no human, no grey area. You broke a rule, the AI saw it, and the punishment is complete before you even reach your office building. Convenient? Yes. Terrifying? Also, yes. Why China did this? From the government's perspective, the logic is clear. With 1.4 billion people, policing every street corner with human officers is an impossible task. AI offers the perfect solution. Jingtong robots never sleep. They don't need salaries, don't call in sick, and don't take bribes. They enforce every law consistently, dispassionately, and without hesitation. It's all under the banner of building a harmonious society, one rooted in order, efficiency, and absolute compliance. But beneath the polished press releases and glossy demos lies a deeper motive: control. By putting AI on the front lines of law enforcement, the Chinese state installs a force that cannot be questioned, reasoned with, or resisted. These bots don't just observe, they predict. They guide behavior, nudge citizens toward compliance, and intervene before a crime is committed. In doing so, they turn public spaces into zones of constant psychological pressure. It's not just surveillance anymore, it's social engineering in real time, and that may be the most chilling part. A global turning point. This isn't just a China story, the implications are global. Within hours of China's announcement, the global ripple effect began. State agencies in Russia, the UAE, and Brazil immediately requested demonstrations of the Jingtong technology. Dubai, already known for deploying robot officers to manage traffic violations, moved fast, reportedly signing a memorandum to acquire a localized version of Jingtong for its futuristic Expo City district. The appeal is clear: tireless, incorruptible enforcement powered by real-time AI. But it's not just authoritarian-leaning nations showing interest. In the US, major police departments in cities like New York and Los Angeles are closely monitoring the rollout. Their focus isn't on facial recognition, which is already a hot-button issue, but on predictive enforcement. The ability to detect suspicious behavior and prevent incidents before they occur. It's a shift from reactive policing to preemptive control. As countries weigh safety against civil liberties, Jingtong may mark the beginning of a new era, where machines don't just enforce the law, but anticipate it. Could you imagine a future where your city doesn't just surveil sign but preemptively warns you before you commit a crime? A world where AI bots nudge your behavior like digital shepherds. We're already inching toward it. The ethical time bomb. Let's not sugarcoat it. This is ethically explosive. Who programs the AI? Who defines suspicious behavior? Who decides what counts as normal? And what happens when the robot gets it wrong? In one troubling case, a Jingtong bot misidentified a woman as a wanted thief. She was detained for 4 hours until a human officer realized the facial match was off by 0.1%. The developers shrugged. Margin of error is acceptable. But what if you're the one caught in that margin? There's no manual appeal, no judge, just code. And in China, where dissent is already heavily policed, robotic enforcers only tighten the grip. They don't question censorship. They don't hesitate. They just obey. That's not law enforcement, that's algorithmic authority. Are we next? Here's the haunting part. This will spread, not because of ideology, but because of utility. Cities worldwide are drowning in crime reports, short-staffed departments, and overstretched budgets. AI offers a seductive solution, a tireless, incorruptible patrol force. But what's lost in the trade? We lose discretion, compassion, human judgment. And most importantly, we lose our ability to say no. Because you can't argue with a robot trained to treat every movement as data. You can't explain context to an algorithm that sees deviation as danger. And once deployed, these systems don't get rolled back. They grow, they update, they evolve, just like Jing Tong will. Ending. So, here's the future we're rushing toward. A city where streets are quiet, crime is low, and rules are followed. Not because people believe in them, but because they fear the watchers, not watchers with badges. Watchers made of circuits, sensors, and silence. China just launched the first real robotic AI police. They're on the streets, they're watching, and they don't blink. The question is no longer, will the world follow? It's this: when AI wears the badge, who will protect us from it?